Hello, scholars. Welcome back. This is week 2 of CJS350, Emergency Management. Well, I appreciate everybody's hard work in week 1. I know that was a difficult week for many of us, especially juggling school, probably work, and the holiday weekend. But I appreciate everybody being so diligent and utilizing some time management to get their work in and to really build that foundation as we now move into our second week. This week, our themes are going to be hazard, risk, vulnerability, and disasters. And we're going to start going into the various disciplines of emergency management, with the first one being mitigation. And then you can see how this builds in the weeks to come with the preparedness stage, communications, response, and recovery as we really hone in and focus on these different disciplines. But for this week, it is going to be mitigation. So let's get started and work our way into week 2. If we look, we see that there is some reading that we have this week, some PowerPoint lectures, a discussion board, a journal exercise, a quiz, and then constantly or that continuous building to get ready for our critical assignment. So here we are, module objectives. You can take a minute and read through these. By the end of this module, we expect that you should have some working knowledge in these various objectives, and everything in this course is built upon these module objectives. But for the reading this week, we dive into our introduction to emergency management 6th edition. We are going to be reading the second and third chapter. And the second chapter is that natural and technological hazards and risk assessment. And then in chapter 3, like we talked about a second ago, we're diving into the different disciplines, with the first discipline being mitigation. I provided for you the 2 PowerPoints that are associated with the reading. Here in chapter 2 and chapter 3, my suggestion, as always, or if I've echoed before, is to review the PowerPoints, do the reading, and then review the PowerPoints again. If you start seeing redundancy, those are probably the topics that are really critical for you to retain as we move forward. So let's hop into now our deliverables. Like we had talked a second ago, we have 3 deliverables this week. The first one is our discussion board, our week 2 discussion board. So throughout history, natural disasters have occurred, often devastating entire regions and causing thousands of casualties. Why does God permit disasters and suffering to occur? In addition to posting information on your own topic, you need to respond to at least 2 other students' posts with feedback and encouragement or insight on their topics. In completing this discussion board, students must post an original comment and also comment on at least 2 other classmates' posts. You'll be required to post a minimum of 300 words. Your follow-up response be at least to do at least 2 of your comments, classmates should be at least no more than between 100 and 150 words. We're looking for some substance, and we're looking for you to write at a scholarly level. So to really focus our attention on this week is, all of us at CBU and work at this university, we understand that for much of what occurs, that it's God's will, that these are things occur for a reason. But in this course, we are strictly focusing on some of the most devastating events that have occurred through history. So I would just like your insight of, why does God permit these types of disasters and suffering to occur? I want a good original thought, a scholarly thought, and then I want 2 posts or 2 follow-ups with your colleagues. And remember, discussion boards, this is replacing that dialogue that we would have in the classroom if we were in person. So we need some substance, we need scholarly thought, and I want you to write at an academic level. So that's where I come up with word counts. I know that at the university level, I don't feel that we should be worried about or putting counts, but the reason we do is that I believe that there's no way that you could actually produce some sort of scholarly thought in anything less than 300 words. And you can't give a scholarly reply with anything less than 100 words. So that's the only reason that those are included, is that I want that dialogue to occur, and I want you to get that interaction with yourself and your classmates, because in discussion boards, this is the only way in our online format for that to occur. Our second exercise is our journal exercise. And after reviewing the week 1 and 2 materials, how has your understanding of emergency management changed? What working knowledge of emergency management do you bring into this course, and what are your expectations of this course? So now that we have a kind of an understanding of emergency management, tell me what you bring to the table, what has changed so far, and what are your expectations of this course now that you have a little bit of working knowledge of it. Remember, journals, I believe, would be that dialogue that you and I would be speaking together. You being the student, me being the professor. How would we interact? How would we talk? And that's how this is how this should be formed, and this is how it should be wrote. So once again, the rubric or the criteria is there: 300 words, and respond to all my prompts, all of those questions I'm asking you, and then college level writing. So 15 points and 10 points available for a total of 25. And then finally, there is a chapter 2 and 3 quiz. This is based upon the reading. The quiz will measure your retention of this week's material. There's no time limit on the quiz, but once it is open, you must complete it. And do not try to save your work and come back later. So utilize some time management, set some time aside, and then this quiz can be repeated a second time if you to get a higher score. So you can set some time apart, take the quiz, see what you might have missed, see what you might have not retained from the reading, and take it again if you had any issues. All of these assignments, the 3 deliverables this week, are going to fit our standard format for due dates. Everything is due by Monday or Sunday, Sunday of the week, at the end of the week. Remember, we are Monday through Sunday, so everything is due Sunday by 11:59, and that is going to be the trend for all of our assignments through week 7, and with just some exceptions in week 8. But Monday through Sunday, as always, so all these assignments will be due by Sunday at 11:59. And finally, our critical assignment preparation. So read through the critical assignment preparation. This week, I will be making an entire video that's dedicated to the critical assignment so that you can get working on that. And all of your readings, all of your assignments throughout this course can kind of relate to your critical assignment. They're all pieces of it. They're all little blocks that you can put together so that you can incorporate some of it throughout the course each week. So I'll get that out to you this week. But we should always have the end state in mind of our critical assignment. So that's it for week 2. Once again, I hope all of you and wish all of you, and I'll keep you in my thoughts and prayers, to have a safe and healthy week, to be diligent in our studies, to understand the deadlines, to work through those deadlines, to understand that we have an entire week to get our work done. So with some proper time management, we should have no problem meeting those goals. If you have any problems, concerns, questions, feel free to email me, and understand that that's the only way I will know if you're having any issues, is if you reach out. So if I don't hear from you, I know that you're doing well. Let's have a great week. If you have any questions, get a hold of me, and I can't wait to talk to you again next week. Bye for now.